Hi everyone, Mr. Lockwood here again. In this video we're going to have a look at this Union padlock which Noctis Motors gave to me, and we're going to have a look at how I've updated the core. Now the body itself is beautiful, it's an awesome looking padlock. Not only an awesome looking padlock, it's an awesome padlock, but as we saw in the picking video, the core which came in it was a little bit lackluster. It's simple, it serves its purpose as a core, but really it offers nothing in the way of pick resistance, and it was basically sabotaged from the get-go with those chewed out, beveled out chambers, the floppy, or sloppy pins. So instead I've put this core in it. As to the name of the keyway, I don't know. It's very similar to the J series in the Lockwoods, but it's not. And as I didn't have a key to suit it, I actually made one from brass. So it's not, I guess, the most sturdy thing in the world, but it's meaty enough in the bit which actually applies rotational force to the lock, and combined with the length of it, I don't think I'll have any issues with it. So locks and unlocks just fine. I will pull it apart and show you what I had to do to make this work though, because it wasn't literally a drop-in replacement. Take the grub screw out. Make sure we line up our key straight, put it in, take the shackle out. Take the retaining bolt out. Take the key out. Now we can see it's actually just a kick cylinder that I put in there. And I've done some changes to the back of it so that we'll get some tweezers on this. Not those ones, these ones. So here we have our cam. Those filed out sections interlock with that cam now. There's another little filed out section down the bottom here so that it can go over that locating pin, and it's actually quite a nice fit now. So of course the ball bearings wouldn't stay. Now it's a drop-in replacement, whereas before it wasn't. The issue, or the first issue I had trying to sort out a replacement for this, was that looking at Lockwood padlock cylinders, we've got a 530 here. They have a steel retainer clip on the top which holds all of the springs and pins in place, and unfortunately it doesn't fit past the top of the second ball, or second hole. I did briefly consider filing off some of the retaining clip, because without that clip in place, the whole padlock core will drop in, or the 530 will drop in. The tags on the back will interface with the cam, no worries, but yeah, that was going to be sort of my last resort. They're also incorrect length, so then we come to a padlock cylinder found in the 234 and the 334 B series and all the other of that family. You actually find them in all of the Lockwoods with replaceable cores, bar the 301s. But 301, 310, can't even remember the name of the padlock now. Yeah, it's the 301s. They have a 530 cylinder in them. Let's put that over there for the moment. So once again, same problem. Steel retaining clip in the top makes it wider than the slot for it to feed into. And then once you pass that obstacle, the back of the Bible here would actually hit up against the back of that slotted section, and the tail and the tailpiece wouldn't drop in low enough. So that put them out of the equation. Then when I thought about using the kick cylinder, when I first thought about using the kick cylinder, the next problem I had was the width, or the diameter I should say, not width. The diameter of the face of these plugs varies. So in the ones that I tried, they were hit and miss. Standard C4 keyway that swims in it, be floating around. One like this, not so much, won't even actually fit. You'll have to force it in and you wouldn't be able to turn the lock. So I overcame that by using a file and some sandpaper to smooth it out, reducing just enough diameter so that it does sit into the plate nicely. Now we'll put this lock back together. Again, and the final piece of the puzzle once it slotted in, because these kicks largely either have a solid top or like this, it's a slide-in plate with crimped tops. The last piece of the puzzle was to either make a tailpiece for it, or after I tested and found that it was actually sitting too high or too proud, to cut those slots in or file those slots in. There we go. Locate it properly. Replace our plate. Put our retainer bolt back in. Unlock the center. Put our grub screw back in. On a roll. So it's slightly more pick resistant. It's a pretty tight keyway. Very hard to get the type of hook in needed to lift up that high pin at the back, or even this high pin at the front. And it's got a couple of low ones blocking it as well, so that anything that will be high enough, fingers crossed, should get overset trying to slide past if you're trying to pick in that way. So I'd already had this made for another lock. I did have to cut in a little bit on the head so that it fit past the profile of the retaining plate. But there we have it. Beautiful lock body with more pick resistant core in it now. And I can always pull it open, drop some security pins in as well, increase the difficulty even more. There we have it, guys. If you hear this long, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.